Now I'm going to show you how to make your bar graphs. So, this is what a bar graph looks like when it's not completed yet. Okay, so what are some of the things that you noticed so far? Okay, so one of the things is the title. Okay, so all graphs need a title, and I've called it coin shakes. Okay, so these are like my results that we've done when we were shaking our coins in our cups and releasing them. Okay, so that's our title. You might have noticed that there are numbers down the side. Why is there numbers down the side? Well, these numbers represent the total in our tallies. Okay, so these are the total of our tallies. Okay, now the total in our tallies means what we rolled or what we shaked and it came out in our cups. Okay, so that's in our tallies. So the numbers in our tallies, okay, are going to be in here. Okay, so that represents our total of tallies. Okay, so our total numbers. So 2 or 5. Okay, I'll show you how we're going to do that. Now down the bottom, we're going to put the headings. Okay, so all the headings of our tally, so heads and heads, tails and tails, heads and tails, and tails and heads. Okay, we're going to put down in here. Okay, so you will need a few different colours. Okay, 4 different colours would be good. So I'm going to start off with my green colour. Okay, and now I'm going to write in heads and heads. Okay, so like this, heads plus heads. Okay, like that. So that is my first heading. Okay, then you might want to create a different part. Okay, so something to help you. Mind you that the first part was gold heads. Okay, so you might want to draw a little head down there. Okay, heads. Then I want to do the same with my silvers. Okay, so I'm going to do my silver coin. I'm going to do my little head like that, just like that. Okay, something to help remind you that there's heads gold and heads silver. Okay, now I'm going to do the next one, which is tails and tails. Okay, so again I'm going to choose a different colour, blue. I'm going to choose tails plus tails. Okay, alright, tails and tails. Now again I want something to remind you of gold, my little tails, and my silver is my tails as well. Okay, alright, now that I've drawn my tails and tails, I need to go to the next one, which is heads and tails. Okay, so this one, heads and tails, is heads gold and tails silver. Okay, so silver tails. So I'm going to choose my orange. So heads plus tails. Okay, I should have done a capital there. I'll do it like that. Hope it doesn't look like an F. Oh, kind of looks like fails now. Should have done that. That was a fail. But tails. Okay, so then the heads is my gold. Draw a head. So it kind of looks like a head. And then I drew my silver as a tail. Okay, now this is where it gets a little bit tricky, because my next heading is tails and heads. Okay, so I'm going to write in tails and heads. Oh, no, cap and all there again. Tails and heads, okay? And now I'm just going to do a little thing down the bottom. Okay, that's my gold one is tails. Okay, and my silver one is heads. Okay, so I'm going to do a head. And a little smiley face. I don't know if you can see a little smiley face. It looks like a head. Kind of looks like a penguin actually. Okay, so once you've written in your headings, okay, then we need to start back to this one. Okay, so once you've written in all your headings, heads, heads, tails, tails, heads, tails, tails, heads. Make sure that you've written them all in. Yep. Okay, now we need to have a look at our first one, okay? So, heads and heads, we need to look at our tally, okay? So, our result, or our total in our tally, was 2, okay? So, grab the same colour that you wrote heads and heads in the first one, and then we need to colour in these little boxes here, okay? So, these ones here, these little boxes. So, I'm going up to 2, so I need to count on the side total of our tallies. So 1, 2. So I've got 2. I'll need to make sure that I only colour in up to 2. Only up to 2. Sorry. So I need to colour in my first one because I know I've got 1. Okay. Then I need to colour in my next one. 2. Okay. Then I stop there because our result was only 2. Okay. So once you've coloured in up to your total for that tally, you need to colour in nice and neatly. Okay, so it looks like a nice box. Okay, now you can see I have 2, okay, in my heads and heads tally in total. Okay, and when you colour in, count the boxes to make sure that you've coloured in the right amount. Okay, so I'm stopping at 2. Okay, now my next one, I'll grab my same colour as I've wrote it in, tails and tails. So in my tails and tails, I had a total, my tally, of 5. Okay, so I need to count up to 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now you can put a little mark there like that. Okay, and that's to remind you that you need to colour up all the way to 5 and stop there. Okay, so I was going to colour in. Okay, just pretend I was colouring in really quick. Okay, this is my last one. Okay, so I need to stop after I coloured this one in. Okay, now I've got 5 boxes. Okay, and that was in my total amount. Okay, then you need to colour it in. Okay, nice and neat. Once you colour in your next one, make sure that you haven't coloured in over in the other boxes. Okay, because you need to keep it in that same line of boxes. Okay, so that keeps the data or the graph nice and neat, and you can see. Okay, so once you've done your next one, we're going to move to heads and tails, your next heading. Okay, so in our heads and tails, our total was 8 in our tally. Okay, so in our tally, the total was 8. So, again, best way to do it is to count up to 8. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, then roll your finger across down to that box. Okay, okay, so I'm in 8. Yep, so 8. You can put a little dot there again to remind yourself, or a bigger dot, that you need to colour up to that box. Okay, so again, colour in up to 8, because that was our total, okay? Like this. Okay. Now this is my last one on the dot. Like that, okay? Then you need to colour in the box again, nice and neat. Okay, so once you colour it in again, nice and neatly, have a look at all the other ones. Seems to be getting a little bit bigger. Okay, now that's not always going to happen, but you can see that there's spaces in here, which means that there are more in this one, isn't there? Okay, we'll talk about that a little bit more at the end. But we need to get on to our next one, don't we? So, we have our tails and heads, okay? So, our total in our tally for tails and heads was 5, okay? So we need to colour in 5 boxes or rectangles, okay? So again, you can go up to 5, okay? To here, okay? So again, colour in all the boxes, okay? And this is my last one on the dot, 5, okay? And then colour in till nice and neat, okay? Once you colour in all your graphs, all your headings, then you can compare how each bar looks, okay? So I know this one is a smaller one and only has 2. And this one is my biggest one, okay? Because it's the tallest, okay? And it's the longest. There, okay? So I know if I count these bars here, I've got 8, okay? I can compare it to my smallest, okay? So these are some of the questions that you need to answer. Which one did you, or which combination, like heads and tails, did you shake the most? Okay, or get the most. Which one did you get the least of? Combination, okay? So one combination is heads and heads. The other combination I had was heads and tails, okay? Alright, so which one did you roll the most of? Which one did you roll the least of? And compare, okay? One way you could compare is count the spaces in between, okay? So my space here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so 6 is the difference between my largest amount and my smallest amount, okay? Let's see if you can come up with your bar graph, okay?